तो जो शब्द है वो क्षीर सूत्र है, क्षार सूत्र नहीं है, क्योंकि क्षार itself is an alkaline. The job of alkaline is to be debride clean unhealthy granulations. जो पाइल्स में इनकी जरूरत नहीं है. मोर देन 10 PhD इसके ऊपर करवाने के बाद में ये स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन हुआ कि जो क्षार सूत्र हम गंदर में यूज कर रहे हैं और सिमिलर डिजीज में जो हम यूज कर रहे हैं वो क्षार सूत्र जो है आपको अर्श में उपयोग नहीं करना चाहिए. वो समय के पहले कट जाता है और उसका वो जो एरिया रह जाता है उसमें इंफेक्शन और सेकेंडरी ब्लीडिंग परसेंटेज मोर देन 36% है. और ये मैंने रिसर्च किया हुआ नहीं है, हम लोगों ने जिनको PhD दी वो आयुर्वेद और मॉडर्न लोगों ने कंपेयर करके किया हुआ ये स्टैटिस्टिक्स है एंड इट इज ऑलरेडी बीन पब्लिश्ड. दूसरी रही बात, कई लोग जो है फिशर को फिक्स करते हैं ट्रांसफिक्सेशन के जैसे और उसमें भी मतलब जो है क्षार सूत्र बांधते हैं, तो वहां पर भी क्षार सूत्र बांधने का विधान नहीं है क्योंकि ये सद्य प्राणहर मर्म है. दूसरा बहुत ही सेंसिटिव एरिया ऑफ द बॉडी है और लेबर के बाद में डिलीवरी पेन के बाद में मैक्सिमम पेन जो है वो एनोरेक्टल रीजन में है क्योंकि वहीं पर सब नर्व एंड्स है. तो ऐसे चीज को ध्यान में रखते हुए हम लोग सिर्फ फिस्टुला, पाइनेटल साइनस, प्रीओरिकुलर साइनसेस, इंजेक्शन साइनसिस, डिब्राइडमेंट ऑफ द वुंड इन एनीवेयर वी आर यूजिंग क्षार सूत्र के पाउडर्स एंड उसकी अदर मटेरियल जो हम यूज करते हैं. आइए गुरु जी, तो वहां पर जब इसके पहले के आपने देखा कि उसमें हम जो है प्रोब से पहले उसकी नाड़ी गति देख के सर शुरू करेंगे, अपने लिए वेट कर रहे हैं, ये तो ऐसे ही टाइम पास है. We will come back when we get a time again. Thank you and sorry for the interruptions. सर लेंगे
नमामि धन्वन्तरि मातदेवं सुरासुरे वर्तदपाद पद्मं लोके यदा रूपे नृत्यनाश आकारण्येषं विविधौषधि नाम.
आपकी लाइट जलाने से तो सब कुछ हो रहा है, उसी से हो रहा है.
फोटो की सुंदर आ जाए, बढ़िया सुविधा. आइए सामने देखेंगे, थोड़ा इस साइड भी देखें सर, फोटो उसी में आती है.
तुम देख उधर जला, इधर जला. नेचुरल फोटो,
नेचुरल फोटो
ऐसे में लगता है कि फोटो खिंचा रहे हो.
कुछ तो खींचा रहे हैं. करता हूँ.
Thank you, sir. And now I request Dr. Mayank Bhatkoti and Dr. J.N. Nautiyal to felicitate Dr. U.S. Nigam sir and Dr. Mahesh Sanghavi Mayank Bhatkoti. First of all, Dr. J.N. Nautiyal will felicitate Dr. Nigam sir. Dr. Nautiyal sir, please come here. Yeah. Please felicitate Dr. Nigam. And moment to learn for you especially. Thank you. Now, and I think Dr. Anumeha is here. Dr. Balakrishna Pawar, yeah, please come here. Memento and Gangadhari. So we are very much grateful to you that you just present here and yesterday you have present excellent live sessions. Thank you sir, thank you so much. Remember us.
कल का ट्रेलर था शो आज
Thank you sir, thank you so much sir.
Thank you one and all. Thank you sir. Now just we are Professor Chakrapani Sharma is head of the department of Jodhpur Ayurveda University in department of Dravigon. We welcome you sir.
Respected Dr. Nigam sir, Notia sir, Sai sir, Lord Madam, Dr. Kamini Kaushal, Dr. Naveen Joshi, Dr. Pawar, and all delegates and guests. Very first, I would like to thanks to Dr. Naveen Joshi and Mayank. I think they have invited me with the two reasons. First reason, that they love a lot of me. And second reason, the main agenda of our conference, Ayurveda for all. And I can say, we all Ayurvedic people have to work togetherly for achieving the goal, Ayurveda for all. And prior to start my this small attempt, I would like to say one thing. What is the role of the Dravidian people? Because today's seminar mainly theme is the clinical based, totally clinical based. And really I appreciate a lot the work done by Dr. Nigam and Dr. Mahesh Sanghi. He has shown that what kind of expertise we have in the field of Ayurveda. But where we stand with Dravidian people, what is our role? And we know very well, for the getting success in the treatment, there are 4 pillars are said in our Ayurveda. First, bishop, the clinician, then bheshaj, then medicine, then rogi, then patient, then upasata, then nursing staff. When the 4 people adjoin togetherly, then one can get the success in the treatment. It means we are ranking on the second floor, second step. So what can we contribute in the field of for achieving the health for all or through the Ayurveda for all? And before we start this slideshow, once I would like to recall the one slok of the Bhav-Prakash. What said Bhav-Prakash? And it will speak very clearly to you. Then where we stand for the achieving the health of for all. The first slok of the Bhav-Prakash, Haritakya Varg. What it speaks, first it said how I am teaching to my students and what all information I am getting together and delivering to my students. Then what he said very first, Kuto Harit Ki Jata. A physician should know very well then what is the habitat, ecology of the particular plant or plant sources. And secondly, Tashastu Kati Jate. What kinds and types of the plants or the useful part of the plants, we should know that thing also. Kachavarna, pharmacognosy. Kachavarna. One person should know with the pharmacognostical character of the plant or plant material. Guna Kecha. Then it comes to the pharmacology. The physician should know all about the pharmacology. What are the clinical pharmacological action and properties of drug? It also should be known with the physician. Kachavarna Guna Kecha. Kach Putra Prayojite. What is the site of the action of the drug? What is the site of action of the drug? And then Kani Dravyani Sanyuktam. What is the synergic effect of the drug? when we are making the combination with each other. Kani Dravyani Sanyuktam, then Kan Rogan Vyaphanti sa. Then we are coming to the step of the clinical usage. Then it means we are the behind of your curtain. We Dravidian people are the behind of the curtain for the clinicians. We try to get collect out this kind of information and we deliver this information, or otherwise we can contribute our this whole exercise for the great success for the clinicians. Regarding this, I would like to go behind, because 4 or 5 years back, in the one like this one international seminar, one renowned person from the botany side, who spent, I think, no. He had asked me one question after the seminar. The Dr. Sharma said me one thing: how your ancestor has been declared and claimed, not declared, but claimed very strongly, that this one drug may perform action in the more than 10 or 15 diseases. What is the procedure of the method? What is the methodology? How they came to this conclusion that this one drug can perform this action also? Then I have tried with my efforts, whatever we have the knowledge in Ayurveda, with our principle of the Ayurveda, I have tried a lot. But he told me, Dr. Sharma, now the whole world became a global village. Now we can exchange knowledge with each other and we can share the knowledge with each other. So, if you told me this first sloka, I told to him also, then he told me that you told this first sloka, but now why your Ayurvedic people cannot break up into the branches, separate branches? Because each branches contain very huge package of the knowledge. So the big liability is coming to your people or pharmacological people. I accepted, I told yes. Then he told, prepare some data-based, evidence-based documents, then you can better explain to the people. Yesterday night, after having the dinner, myself, Dr. Nigam, Dr. Mahesh Sanghi, we were discussing on the same topic. Then Dr. Mahesh Sanghi asked me, then your title is Role of Emetic Herbs. What do you want to focus in this lecture? I openly told him, I am not a best clinician, but maybe prove myself a best contributor for showing the pharmacological mechanism of the action of the drug. What I could find through the available knowledge or through the available references, because the thing is that nowadays, if one's patient also comes to us, if you give the name of the disease to the patient, immediately he will go, he will check all about on the internet, then he will come and discuss with you, then he will ask a lot of questions to you, because the plenty of information are lying on the internet. First he want to understand, then he want to start the medicine, then sometimes he asks how your medicine will work on my body. However, with this exercise, I am starting. Please, next. I think I don't want to take more time because it's just introductory sector. We know Panchkarma is more essential part. We know Vamani is the one procedure of the Panchkarma. The MSC procedure used in the Vamani is quite smooth and painless. Now this is the important thing. What we are saying here, our MSC process, medicated MSC process is quite smooth and painless. Then how it performs with our drugs? Next please. Back. Generally, if we define the Vaman or the MSC, the procedure uses the upward movement of the dosha of our body humor to remove toxin associated with the cough, which are preliminarily deposited in upper part of the body. The Vaman and Virechan both are the mainly used for the extraction of the vitated dosha from the body. It is the basic hypothesis for performing the Vaman karma. Next. it is said in our text, if woman procedure is adopted properly, the one can achieve the lightness of the body, laghuta, clarity of the pericardium, hridya, throat, kant, and head, shira, happiness and release the weakness. These are the usual symptoms following samyak shuddhi after the proper purification. I know it is not my part, but just for introductory section, I will have to introduce. Next, please. According to the Ashtanga Hridaya, samyak shodhan results into the clarity of the buddhi also, strength of the indri, sense organ also, stability of the dhatu of the body tissues, improvement of agni, appetite also, and delay of the aging. The woman contains so many features for achieving the health. Next, please. Vomiting non-medically, as MS is an informal area throwing up the numerous other terms. It's the involuntary, forceful expulsion of the contents of the one's stomach through the mouth and sometimes through the nose also. Next. Now I want to focus this thing, that how in our body the emesis occurs. What happens? The receptor on the floor of the fourth ventricle of the brain present a chemoreceptor trigatome known as the area prostrema, stimulation of which can lead to the vomiting. These are the sector of our brain which directly or indirectly takes a part for performing any kind of the vomiting. This area prostrema is the circumventricular organ, as such is lying outside the blood-brain barrier. I would like to quote this, explain this thing. It's called the BBB, blood-brain barrier. And I think here the Tribuna people are sitting here. The drug which can cross the blood-brain barrier, they can perform the action very quickly. This is the major barrier for the treatment of the head region or the brain sectors. Then this prostrema is circumventricular organ such lies outside the blood-brain barrier. It can therefore be stimulated by blood-borne drugs that can stimulate vomiting or inhibit it. Next, please. This is the illustrative view. Simply, it is the physiology of the vomiting, and that is the pathophysiology of the vomiting. Physiology means natural vomiting. But by forcefully we are giving, but we don't disturb the physiology of the natural physiology, and that is the pathophysiology. After having any kind of pathology in some diseases, vomiting occurs. Then what is the difference? We can see that in the pathophysiology, mainly serotonin, dopamine, acetylcholine, histamine, these are enzymes and secretions and receptors, they activated. Next, please. Again, I would like to clarify, the chemoreceptor trigatome at the base of the fourth ventricle has numerous dopamine D2 receptors, serotonin 5-HT3 receptor, 5-hydroxytryptophan receptors, opioid receptors also, acetylcholine receptor, and the receptor for substance P. Now substance P plays a very major role in the vomiting. I will explain in next slide. Stimulation, back please. Stimulation of the different receptors. Now we see that stimulation of the different receptors at a time are involved in the different pathways, but pathways are the different, leading to the emesis. But in the resultant, they lead to the emesis. In the final common pathway substance, P appears involved. In the finally, the P appears with the involving. Next, please. Now, once we should understand what is the 5-HT receptors. These are the group of the G protein coupled receptors and ligand get ion channel found in the central and the peripheral nervous system. The mediate both excretory and inhibitory neurotransmission. They play a major role in the neurotransmission. The serotonin receptors are activated by the neurotransmitter serotonin, which act as their natural ligand. Next, please. Substance P generally in the medical science is called as T also, was originally discovered in the 1931 by Ulf Muller and John H. Goodman as a tissue extract that caused intestinal contraction in vitro. Its tissue distribution and biological actions were further investigated over the following decades up to the 1983. NK, previously known as a substance K or neuromedin L, was isolated from propane spinal cord and was also found to stimulate intestinal contraction. Next please. Now how to stimulate? In the field of the neuroscience, substance P is a neuropeptide, a substance that functions as a neurotransmitter and has a neuromodulator. Substance P is released from the terminal of the specific sensory nerves, and it is found in the brain and spinal cord, and it is associated with the inflammatory process and pain. Next please. Now area prostema, which takes part directly. The area prostema is the medullary structure in the brain that controls vomiting. But however it stimulates, then it takes a part in the vomiting. Its privileged location in the brain also allows the area prostema to play a vital role in the control of the autonomic function by the central nervous system. Next please. Now one other system of the body, vestibular system. The vestibular system, which contributes to balance in most mammals and to the sense of the spatial orientation, is the sensory system that provides the leading contribution about movement and sense of the balance. We know very well in the Parkinson also. This system becomes defective. That's why people cannot make the balance. Together with the cochlea, a part of the auditory system, it constitutes the labyrinth of the inner ear. In most mammals, situated in the vestibulum in the inner ear. Next please. The vestibular system which sends information to the brain. Now this is the procedure starts, how the information gained and how it is conveyed further. The vestibular system which sends information to the brain via cranial nerve acts vestibulocochlear nerve, plays a major role in motion sickness and in reaching the muscarine receptor and the histamine H1 receptor. Now movement starts. Next please. The cranial nerve 9, vagus nerve, is activated when the pharynx is irritated. Now this is the one answer we can I could give. I was able to give in the last time. If one person had asked me, you say me one thing, Dr. Sharma, that your drug, you are giving the emesis, and the site of action is the stomach of your drug. How your drug is performing action on the asthma? How can you explain what is the mechanism? Now it is the answer for that. That if once vagus nerve is stimulated, then what happens? It activated when pharynx is irritated. When pharynx is irritated, then vagus nerve is stimulated, leading to a gag reflex. And what happens? Gag reflex starts. We said vague, Vaman vague. The vagal and the enteric nervous system inputs transmit information regarding the state of the gastrointestinal system. Irritation of the GI mucosa therapy, radiation, destination of the acute infection gastrointestinal activate 5-HT3 receptor of this input. Next please. This is the anatomical appearance in our body. Vagus nerve root and its illustrative view. Next please. Now vomiting phase. The vomiting act has two phases. In the retching phase, which we can say Udveg. In the retching phase, the abdominal muscles undergo a few rounds of the coordinated contraction together with the diaphragm and the muscle used in the respiratory inspiration. In the retching phase, nothing has yet been expelled. And what we said that before the woman, Udveg and Rallas, these two stages comes first. For this reason, an individual may confuse this phase with an episode of violent hiccups. For sometimes, what happens if the person is not completely trained for the Panchkarma and the newcomers, and if this kind of the racing phase starts very widely, very fastly, then he may misunderstand that patient we are getting hiccup or any severity is occurring there, what is going on there, and then it should be free from this kind of the fear, because it will never done, it will never happen. Next please. In the next phase, also termed the expulsive phase, intense pressure is formed in the stomach, brought about the enormous shift in both in diaphragm and the abdomen. These shifts are in essence vigorous contraction of these muscles, and that last for extended period of the time, much longer than a normal period of the muscular contraction. These are the two phases of the, then finally we can say the vomiting occurred. Next one. The pressure is the suddenly release when the upper esophageal sphincter relaxes, resulting in the expulsion of the gastric content. Individuals who do not regularly exercise, and sometimes it is seen in the patient, if patient is not in the practice or the habit of the exercise, individuals who do not regularly exercise, their abdominal muscles may experience pain in those muscles for a few days. इसलिए कई बार बीमार थे, ये कहते हैं सब आपने मुझे वमन दिया और मेरे पेट में दर्द हो गया, तो मुझे नहीं कराना आपसे. The relief of pressure and the release of the endorphins into the blood stream after the expulsion cause the vomitor to feel better. और हमारे सम्यक शुद्धि जो हम कहते हैं कि अगर उसको हमने एंडोर्फिन्स तो ब्लड स्ट्रीम से अगर उसको बाहर निकाल दिया हमने उसको, तो वोमिटर को बड़ा इजी फील होता है. तो वो कहता था मुझे आराम मिला. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. ये एक इलस्ट्रेटिव व्यू जो है, ब्लड बॉर्न टॉक्सिन उसके कारण वोमिटिंग होती है. एक होती है केमो रिसेप्टर ट्रिगर जोन एक्टिवेट होने से, और लेकिन दोनों वोमिटिंग सेंटर पर काम करते हैं और सेरेब्रल कॉर्टेक्स उसमें जुड़ता है, और मेन साइट ऑफ द हैपनिंग इज द स्टोमक एंड अदर विसरा वेगन एंड सिम्पैथिक एफरेंट. These are joined togetherly. They perform the action. Next, please. I think this is also one or two slides just for introductory. What is our emesis therapy? Emesis therapy is process by which the contents of the stomach, including cough and the pitta rose, are expelled out of the body through the mouth. It eliminates toxic material from the upper part of the body. This is our prime motto. Ayurveda believes in the strong relationship between the macrocosm and the microcosm, and states that seasonal changes will influence the biological system. आयुर्वेद ये भी कहता है कि देश काल ऋतु सबका प्रभाव पड़ता है, और फिर पूर्व काल में का संचित दोष दूसरी ऋतु के अंदर प्रकोपित होता है. तो इसे उस सभी आधार को मानते हुए हमको इस तरह के कर्म करने चाहिए, resulting into the accumulation and aggregation of the particular dosa and the particular season. इसीलिए वासंतिक वमन कर्म एक अलग से कहा गया. Next please. Such like in a particular season, like accumulation and aggregation of the cough in Hemant Ritu and Vasant Ritu respectively. Accumulation and aggregation of pitta is in the Varsha Ritu and Sharad Ritu respectively. Thus the seasonal vaman karma plays higher rank in the vaman karma. That we can perform to the healthy person, the healthy volunteer also, to avoid further coming diseases. Next please. Vasantik vaman is done in the spring season, approximately in the month of March and April, for the elimination of irritated kapha. The tongue helps to prevent forthcoming kapha disorders and associated with the pitta disorders, or diseases originating or settled in the place of the kapha, like bronchial asthma, allergic bronchitis, rhinitis, sinusitis, migraine, hyperacidity, such and such diseases. And we can see these diseases are not only gastrointestinal sector diseases. These are the lungs related diseases also, even the nasal sector diseases also, brain sector diseases also. How it happen? The slides what I have shown earlierly, I can think that it can make the broader picture, clear picture to you, that how a emetic drug performs action. Please next. Emetics drugs वामक द्रव्य. An emetically used medicine is where a substance has been ingested and must be expelled from the body, including vomiting, can remove the substance before it is absorbed into the body. सामान्य से इसका प्रिंसिपल कोई भी ऐसी चीज जो शरीर के लिए दूषण का काम कर रही है और उसको शरीर से तुरंत एक्सपेल करना, बाहर निकालना है, इसके लिए मुख मार्ग से जो भी हम करते हैं प्रक्रिया उसको वमन कहते हैं. प्राचीन जमाने में साल्ट, सरसों इनका यूज किया जाता था, जैसा कि दूसरी सभ्यताओं में मिलता है, यूनानी सभ्यता के अंदर मिलता है, मिस्र की सभ्यताओं में मिलता है. वमन कर्म के लिए वो नमक का प्रयोग कराते थे या सरसों का तेल पिलाते थे. कॉपर सल्फेट का यूज होता है, वेस्टर्न कंट्री में होता था पहले. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. मैं ज्यादा डीप में नहीं जाता, जनरली आप सब क्लिनिशियंस हैं, आप इन्हीं में से अपने ड्रग का सिलेक्शन करते हैं वमन कर्म को परफॉर्म कराने के लिए. मैं फिर एक बार रिपीट करना चाहता हूं, हमारा रोल जहां तक है, मैं फिर उसी श्लोक पे आ रहा हूं कि कानि द्रव्याणि संयुक्तम कान रोगान व्यपहंति सा. ये सारा रोल होता है क्लिनिशियंस का. हमारा काम होता है हम उसके फार्माकोलॉजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज और एक्शन उसको क्लेरिफाई करके और सामने रखें, जिससे चिकित्सक को औषधि के चयन में किसी तरह की समस्या ना हो. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. मैं इसको हाईलाइट करने के लिए एक मैंने स्टडी देखी थी इंटरनेट पे, और वो स्टडी मुझे अपील की. जो भी ग्रुप था स्टडी करने वालों ने, उन्होंने वमन कर्म के लिए 3 प्रयास किए. एक तो उन्होंने स्टैंडर्ड प्रोटोकॉल बनाने का प्रयास किया. मैं स्टैंडर्ड प्रोटोकॉल से मेरा तात्पर्य यह है कि आज की तारीख में हमारा क्लिनिशियन जो भी है, एक्सपर्ट है, पंचकर्म का जो एक्सपर्ट है, वमन कर्म कराने के लिए उसका सुपरविजन होना अत्यावश्यक है. बिना उसके, क्योंकि यह माना जाता है इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट एंड टीडियस जॉब. वमन कर्म इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट जॉब. बट इफ वी कैन डेवलप सच काइंड ऑफ द प्रोटोकॉल कि अगर एक फिजिशियन ने या उस क्लिनिशियन ने यह डायग्नोज कर दिया कि इसके तमक श्वास है और इस स्थिति का तमक श्वास है, तो इसके इतने वमन के वेग और इस औषधि के साथ दिए जाए और इतने वेगों के अंदर इसको आराम हो सकता है, फिर इतनी बार इसको रिपीट करना आवश्यक है. इस तरह का अगर प्रोटोकॉल बन जाता है तो उससे क्लिनिशियन का समय भी बचता है. और दूसरा ये कि पैरामेडिकल स्टाफ जो है, नर्सिंग स्टाफ है, उनको एक सेट प्रोटोकॉल दे दिया जाए. आपने देखा होगा सामान्य सा मॉडर्न मेडिसिन के अंदर अगर इमरजेंसी का पेशेंट आया, किसी भी डॉक्टर को आने से पहले एक एनाल्जेसिक की और उस सलाइन की ड्रिप जो भी नर्सिंग स्टाफ के पास तुरंत दे देगा टू सेव द लाइफ ऑफ द पेशेंट. इसी तरह हमारा जो नर्सिंग स्टाफ है उनको पास एक मिनिमम प्रोटोकॉल अगर उनके पास हो, और अगर फिजिशियन उस वक्त अवेलेबल नहीं भी हो, तो एक बार उस प्रोटोकॉल के आधार पर प्रारंभ किया जा सकता है. ऐसी इस जो थीसिस स्टडी थी इसमें इन लोगों ने एक प्रयास किया है. और इसके साथ में पूरे बॉडी सिस्टम के अंदर एक वमन कर्म क्या क्या परिवर्तन लाता है. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. ब्लड प्रेशर में चेंजेज उन्होंने स्टडी करी है. चेंजेज इन पल्स रेट, चेंजेज इन ब्लड टेम्परेचर, चेंजेज इन respiration. Furthermore, some of more results were obtained. वो आप देखिए. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. उन्होंने देखा हेमेटोलॉजिकल पैरामीटर पर भी वमन कर्म कराने के बाद में क्या क्या परिवर्तन होते हैं, और उन्होंने देखा कि ECR की जो रेट है डिक्रीज सिग्निफिकेंटली आफ्टर 5 मिनट्स ऑफ द वमन कर्म. टोटल ल्यूकोसाइट काउंट इंक्रीज सिग्निफिकेंटली आफ्टर 5 मिनट्स ऑफ द वमन कर्म. इफेक्ट ऑफ द वमन ऑन लिपिड प्रोफाइल, it also has been studied. It was observed that HDL, very low density lipoprotein, and serum triglyceride insignificantly increased. Next please. इम्यूनोलॉजिकल स्टेटस पे भी उन्होंने उसका प्रभाव देखा, और उन्होंने ऑब्जर्व किया द प्लाज्मा हिस्टामिन एंड द प्लाज्मा एड्रेनलिन डिक्रीज इनसिग्निफिकेंटली. प्लाज्मा डोपामाइन एंड प्लाज्मा नॉरएड्रेनलिन इंक्रीज आफ्टर 5 मिनट्स ऑफ द वमन insignificantly. Effect of the woman on IgE, immunoglobulin E. There was insignificant increase in the immunoglobulin E level when compared before woman with just after 5 minutes woman and 15 days after woman. Next please. इसलिए मेरा जो प्रयास जो आपके सामने ये रहा है, मैं फिर रिपीट कर रहा हूं, हम भेषज वाले लोग हैं. Clinician is the topmost always, and clinician is the mirror of the completely whole knowledge, because he interacts with the patients. But our role is to determine what is the mechanism and mode of action of the drug as per the Ayurveda basic principle and as per in the modern system of the knowledge also. So I would like to conclude. The Bauman is a safe surgical procedure if undertaken methodologically. It is a cleansing process that improves appetite, regulate the bowel habits and improve the sleep pattern. These all are the achievements we can take from the common term. Next please. अब मैं इसको कंक्लूड ये करना चाह रहा हूँ आपके सामने कि ये पॉसिबल, इट इज नॉट टोटल फार्माकोकाइनेटिक। मैं फार्माकोकाइनेटिक टर्म को एक बार डिटरमिन कर लेता हूँ आपके सामने, क्योंकि मैंने आपके सामने रखा फिजियोलॉजी और पैथोफिजियोलॉजी ऑफ द वुमन कर्म। बट व्हेन यू इंजेस्ट एनी ड्रग टू द बॉडी, इट वर्क्स विद द टू प्रिंसिपल. One is the pharmacodynamic action, other is the pharmacokinetic action. We know very well what mean of pharmacodynamic, what drug does to the body, what is the property naturally given to the drug, and when it goes inside our body, then it breaks down through the lot of synthesis procedure, and its own property produce so many kind of action in our body. But tendency of body, how it absorbs, how it accepts, this called the pharmacokinetic. In other words, we can say what body does to the drug. Then in the Ayurveda, if you go the whole sutra, in that especially in the Bhavaprakash, we can see first line is the Nam Roop Paryay, pharmacology. Second is the pharmacological properties. Third line is the therapeutic action, and fourth line therapeutic usage. Therapeutic usage may be happen with the pharmacodynamic or may be happen with the pharmacokinetic action. This then it means we have to make some roadmap. What is the pharmacokinetism of the emetic herbs? Then we have gone through earlier slides. Then what system and what the body organs are taking part and what physiology affected during the vomiting. Then we can say, in other words, the Ayurveda herbs, those are used in the wound for performing therapeutic embassy act first upon the vestibular system, which send information to the brain via cranial nerve act and played a major role in the emesis and in reach in the muscarine receptor and histamine H1 receptor. This is the procedure, most possible procedure. It is not finally pharmacokinetism of the drug, but it is possible mode of action of the emetic herbs. Next please. Then finally the cranial nerve 10th vagus nerve, which starts from the brain and end up to the stomach, is activated when the pharynx is irritated, leading to the vague reflex, और वो वेग की अवस्था प्रारंभ कराते हैं गॉमन के. The vagal and enteric nervous system inputs transmit information regarding the state of the gastrointestinal system, और इसके साथ में जो gastrointestinal system का जो status है उसके भी इंफॉर्मेशन ट्रांसमिट होती रहती है. इन द रिजल्टेंट द एमेटिक ड्रग एक्सपेल द टॉक्सिक डिपोजिशन ऑफ द कफा, which leads to develop various respiratory and coronary diseases. This is the possible mechanism of mode of action of our emetic herbal drugs. Next please. And finally I would like to conclude. What are the properties, pharmacodynamic properties are said for the Vamak drug? In the Charak Samhita, Kalpasthan, they said that Laghu, Ushna, Tikshna, Sukshma, Javai and Vikasi, these property holder drugs takes a part in the MSCs, which are said for the Akash Mahabhut and Vayu Mahabhut. And it also said the Prathi Jal Mahabhut drugs perform the purgative action in the body. So, I would like to conclude that Ayurveda woman is based on scientific mechanism of the and emetic herbs are activate, stimulate the enzymes, secretion for expelling forcefully the stomach fluid where the toxin is accumulated. Next please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being present with it. And once again I would like to extend my sincere thanks to organizer. Thank you very much.
लघु उष्ण तीक्ष्ण सूक्ष्म व्यवहार विकासी ऊर्ध्वभागार प्रभाव. Thank you, sir, for the nice presentation, for the scientific talk you have delivered. We thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. Naveen Joshi, organizer, and Dr. M.S. Rana to felicitate Dr. Chakramani Sarma. Dr. M.S. Rana. Dr. Chakramani sir. Principal DAV College, ex-Vice Chancellor Gadwal University, HNB Gadwal University, and above all, he is editor of Journal of Phytochemistry and Ayurvedic Heights. You have seen outside. I request the chairperson of this session, Dr. Meena Lad, to kindly felicitate Dr. I.P. Saxena sir. Thank you, sir. Give him a big hand.
Senior to me, and I heard his lectures lot of time. We know that nowadays, for globalization of Ayurveda, for acceptance the magic effects of Ayurveda by all world, we have to establish or we have to prove our basic fundamentals on the modern scientific parameters. That is, old book can publish in new glorious cover. So Dr. Sharma did these efforts. He proved that Vaman Karma of medicinal plants by correlating